Here's a quick tutorial on how to change the coolant on a Honda CRF 250L. Honda recommends to do this every 24,000 miles or every 2 years, whichever comes sooner. The things you'll need for this job are antifreeze with silicate-free corrosion inhibitors, a funnel, a 5mm Allen key, an 8mm and 10mm socket, a ratchet, a Phillips head screwdriver, and some paper towels. Also, there is a single-use crush washer for the radiator drain plug. We'll get started by removing some of the 5mm screws holding the plastics on. On the radiator side, you'll only have to remove that one top screw. On the right side, you'll need to remove a total of 4 screws, as well as 2 plastic retainers. Use the 10mm socket to remove the 2 bolts holding on the coolant reservoir. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to remove the set screw holding on the radiator cap, then remove the radiator cap. Because I have an aftermarket aluminum skid plate, I also have to use a 4mm Allen key to remove all 4 bolts holding on the skid plate. To drain the coolant, you're going to remove the 8mm bolt on the water pump housing that has an arrow pointing to it. Be ready with your catch pan, because as soon as you start to loosen this bolt, coolant will start to leak out. This process doesn't take long, since there's only about 3/4 of a quart of coolant in the engine and about 1/4 of a quart in the reserve tank. After the flow is stopped, lean the bike over towards you to drain the remaining coolant from the engine. To drain the reserve tank, just pour it into the catch pan, making sure to put the hoses back in the retainer clips after you're done. There is a one-time use crushable washer on the drain plug. I did reuse it this time and haven't had any leaks so far, but if you want to replace yours, I'll put a link in the description below. Snug the 8mm bolt in place, being careful not to over tighten. Now to refill the coolant, make sure you're using a 50-50 antifreeze to distilled water mix. I actually found it easier to pour the coolant straight into the radiator. That way I could watch the level. And since you're adding less than a quart, it's not going to take long to fill up. Once the radiator's full, just rock the bike back and forth a few times to get the rest of the air out and top off the coolant as needed. Per the shop manual on page 9-5, which I will link to below, you'll want to put the transmission in neutral, crank the bike, and let it run for 2 to 3 minutes. You'll see a few air bubbles rise as it's running. After it's run for 2 to 3 minutes, snap the throttle 3 to 4 times to bleed the rest of the air from the system, and then stop the engine. Top off the coolant as needed, and you also may want to rock the bike a few times just to make sure that you have all of the air bubbles out. After the radiator is topped off again, reinstall the radiator cap and the set screw. Next, bolt the reservoir back in place and add coolant until it's within normal operating range. Put the reservoir cap back on, then reinstall the black plastic shroud with the 2 retainer clips. Then reinstall all 4 of the bolts holding the side panel on. Next, reinstall the bolt on the left side, and if you have an aftermarket plate like mine, reinstall the skid plate. I've included links below to the products you'll need. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please click the like button. Also, please subscribe to this channel for more DIY content. Comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.